like Eze. I've always liked Eze as a footballer.
something about Arsenal, right? Um, that kind of just jumped to mind when I was watching that match.
Mm-hmm.
So we can all agree that we don't see Arsenal winning EPL. It's early, right? But just from what we're seeing, and we know of them always back in the league coming second,
I
we
don't
don't see them
know.
in the league,
I don't know.
Yeah.
right?
I'm still not convinced by this Liverpool defense yet.
True,
Right?
but just from the early signs, it might look as if Arsenal might not win the league, right?
Might come
We
a
could,
close
The
second,
Premier
yeah.
League.
yeah,
But
could
if
come close
Liverpool
second.
defense doesn't shape up, if Salah don't actually start,
You know what?
Well, I mean,
I
Liverpool has other options than Salah now. Wirtz can start to play.
maybe,
Isak can start to pick up. They
yeah, but
still have,
will he though? Will
Eketike.
he?
So, I
I
mean,
just
we
think
will see,
it's too early to call.
right?
I think
But
Liverpool, although they're after a good start, just like they were last season, I don't think it's gonna continue. That's just me.
No, it's
they don't
not.
look overly convincing.
No, they
Yeah.
don't.
As
And
a
they
They had a
just
general.
better
keep
start to the
finding
season
a way
last
But
time.
somehow.
I think the point I wanted just to kind of get you guys' opinion on is that so we might not say Arsenal winning the league. We sure as hell don't see Arsenal winning the Champions League. We could be wrong, right?
Hmm.
But the fact that Arteta is under immense pressure to deliver a trophy,
He has to win some.
because we know the
And I
history of
don't
them
think
playing
it
well.
can be just like a Carabao Cup or something.
Okay,
You know,
yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Do you
yeah,
guys think that
it's
he
not good
should
enough.
prioritize either the FA Cup or the League Cup going all in? Because if it, Mark, if he doesn't win anything, the pressure that he's gonna come under come the end
Yeah.
of this season,
Pressure. I think he's
it
gonna
I
get
th-
sacked. Like how many
you know,
seasons he's
for
been with the team?
me,
What, 5?
yeah,
No.
this
for
is I
me,
think his fifth or sixth season. Now,
yeah.
personally, I wouldn't sack him because at the end of the day, Arsenal, if you guys remember, before he came and steadied that ship, Arsenal was
It
trash,
was, yeah.
like
He did good, you
horrible.
know. So
You know,
the narrative is he was able to do well with the team that he has now, but can he get them over the line? That is the question for Arsenal. That is the
that
question
is
for
the
Mikel
question, no?
Arteta, just to
Yep.
get them over the line.
Let
Because
me
they
ask
are
you.
a good
Let me
team,
ask you a question, guys, because
good structure and everything.
you guys have been watching the Prem longer than I have, and you saw what Arsenal was before Arteta, or a period before him. I guess my question is, the crop of play that he has now, is it better than what was there before him?
Yeah, so just before him, this
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
way better
All
team.
right.
Way better team.
So the
Yes.
reason why I'm asked that and is this: as a sportsman myself, it is so much easier to coach or manage a group of talented players, right? There's
No,
not
I
a
think
lot
he
of work
coached them
that
to where they are now. I think,
I'm not listen. I'm not saying that he hasn't contributed, right?
yeah,
But when you have a decent crop of player, it is far much easier,
true, true,
you
true.
know, because it as opposed to a team that doesn't have a lot of talent or they're not as technically gifted or whatever the case might be, because
Hmm.
there's just so much. You could be the best coach in the world with all of the best tactics, but if your players can't deliver, they just don't have the physical or the aptitude for the game to an extent. There's nothing you can do. But if you have players who can give you exactly what you want and they can go even beyond your expectation, it's so much easier. So
Yeah.
with this group of players, I believe that any coach will work themselves. Would I get, if not the same, but close to the same results?
Well,
Yeah, but so what things that you need to remember though, and just to his credit though, is that and this is not an excuse I'm trying to make because I'm not an Arsenal fan, but Arteta has been, I would say, somewhat unlucky to be having a very good Arsenal team in an era where Man City have been so dominant. You know, because if you look at the Premier League maybe 10, 12 years ago, Arsenal's points tally would have been good enough to lift maybe three of those Premier Leagues even under Sir
Yeah,
Alex
I mean,
Ferguson.
I
You
hear
know?
you. I hear you with
So
that,
that's
but
just me kind
That's
of
you know.
saying give him a
yeah,
little slack, give him a
I
little
hear you
credit.
with that, but
You know?
remember
It's just rough.
remember when not last season, I think the season before, when City came back, like everybody was saying, oh yeah, Arsenal for sure this year,
Yeah,
Arsenal
yeah.
for
They
sure.
had a nice,
They
was it
had they had 9 points, I
7 points?
think, ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And they threw it away. So these are the things where, it shouldn't happen, but it happened because of, Arteta.
I mean,
And
like, I
and
don't know.
and and if you look at last season too, nobody were saying Liverpool should have won the league.
We thought
City
Arsenal
fell
zero
off a
last
wagon
year. Yeah,
last year. They should have had it because
yeah.
Liverpool had a new manager implementing a new system. Mark
Same
is seeing
players
proper
who were like
players.
fourth or third the year before.
Yeah, so
They weren't
they should.
expecting a big jump like that. You're
Right. So,
no,
I mean,
no.
time and
Yeah.
time again, and even the seasons where Man City, they were having those high points, Arsenal right behind them. If they had beaten Arsenal or just managed a game slightly different, it could have been a different narrative.
So,
Yeah.
So,
which is why I don't subscribe to this. He was unlucky that City was
yeah, I
there.
don't,
No,
I don't
right,
want to
that's no
relegate it to
excuse to.
just
And
luck.
if you look at last year, they lost to some teams that they shouldn't have. They lost to Aston Villa.
Yeah,
I
that's what
remember
I'm
Yeah,
that.
last
saying.
season
No, I'm just not. That was just
they were
one
poor. Yeah,
example. So it's not so much that City just had a way better team than them, or City was just so far ahead of them. Arsenal are butlers to some extent as well,
Yeah,
And
yeah,
some of the time it is even on Arteta's fault. Arsenal should have beaten City last week. Was it last week? Yeah. Should have. Flat out. Right now City's team is nowhere near like shape or form as they were like a couple seasons ago. Man for man, Arsenal has the better team right now. Minus one or
uh,
a few players. Because Ireland.
possibly.
So that game was just they came out too passive. So right there and then that is Arteta's like fault right there. So like City had he was just unlucky. Nah, bro. Like
yeah, yeah. Arteta needs to do better, and now he has his striker, so really, no excuse really for me. Anyways, if we look forward to the fourth round of the Carabao Cup, the draw did come out. It's few interesting games there. We have Arsenal versus Brighton. What do you guys think? Well, who do you think come out on top for that one?
uh,
Arsenal at
Arsenal,
home,
yeah.
It all depends
Brighton.
on the. So remember, Arsenal is in the Champions League. They're trying to win the Premier League. So the League Cup, a lot of these top teams. I remember, yeah, you've seen Pep do it a few times, even Klopp, Fergie, Jose, because they're competing for the bigger titles and they
Yeah,
prioritize those. They tend to heavily rotate in these League
right.
Cup games. So that can go either way, which is why I asked you guys a question earlier. Given that he has to deliver some kind of silverware this year, do
Yeah,
you
but
guys think he
realistically,
will kind of take a gamble and put some of his big guns
yeah, but
on the
but
field
but
for some
let's
of
look
these
at
matches?
I
Arsenal's
think he
team,
has
right?
I think he has enough
Look at
squad depth
Arsenal's
where he can
team. They have depth.
they have
They
depth
have
now. Yeah.
depth. Madueke, Saka, Trossard, Eze, and Martinelli.
Martinelli.
They have Gyökeres up
In
front. I don't know when Havertz
Jesus.
and Jesus is coming back, but they have options can put up front. They have in the midfield. They have so many midfields, man. They have midfields for days.
Yep.
Even their defenders, they have defenders can back up Saliba and Gabriel. So they have depth in their team. For
Yeah,
me,
but
Arsenal needs, even if they put out B team, quote unquote. They have so many big name teams that
Depth.
they can have two first teams, in my opinion,
yeah,
right?
but what if
For me,
Arteta
for
plays
me,
youths? That's what I was kind of referring to. Like, what if
well,
he
that's on
plays one of
him.
the
That's on
younger
him.
youths? That's
That
what I was
that is
saying.
on him, and that's the thing. For me, realistically, is Arsenal going to win the Champions League? Probably not. We don't know for sure.
I'm saying I don't see it.
They can't
He
beat
needs to win
Barcelona.
something, right?
And they won't
Winning
beat
just the
Madrid again.
Carabao Cup is not enough. If he maybe wins the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, maybe that will satisfy the Arsenal fans, satisfy the board. The Premier League, that's up in the air too. It's like the Champions League. So for me, these cup runs, he needs to put out a decent team, which, Brighton, especially, they're playing at home at Arsenal. They can win that game with their quote unquote B
Yeah,
team.
with their
So
beating, they should be winning, and then he can always leave some firepower on the bench that if
yeah,
things don't look so
yeah,
good,
even if he
he can
loses
say,
substitutes and
Saka, go.
yeah,
You
so
know?
he should be
Um,
winning that game and shouldn't be
yeah,
using trying to prioritize the Champions League or the Premier League as an excuse for me.
you're right, but let us see what it
Yeah.
works out.